Welcome to this block's premiere movie podcast, PostGrad Movies.
Block's premiere?
Well, it's like this street that I live on. It's probably like the only movie podcast, but it's the premiere movie podcast
Oh,
of
okay.
this general vicinity, of this 5x5 room that I live in. It is like a broom closet with a bed. Well, really just a mattress. And when I say mattress, I mean a stack of trash bags. My name is The Cognitive Gamer. I'm here with Cool Guy, which is a terrible name. And I'm drinking liquid poison because Mountain Dew has an energy drink now, and that's just like,
Oh,
it's like
that's
Satan
what it
having the
is.
spawn of just Satan. I don't know. It's like you wearing dirty underwear that day and then having diarrhea. You know?
So wait, time
It's
out.
just
How
part
much
of the
was
thing.
that? That was like a minute max, and we're already into the poo jokes. We're making good time compared to last week's podcast.
So one piece of poop talks to another piece of poop, and it's like, yo, I'm drinking Mountain Dew Kickstart, and this tastes like shit. This tastes like us.
That setup was awful.
I swear I don't do drugs. I just a lack of sleep is definitely like accumulating.
The setup was awful, and the payoff was not worth it.
So anyway, I'm drinking Mountain Dew Kickstart, and it tastes like liquid poison. That was like, it's like somebody shit in a can, and then they like took an orange and like kind of squeezed it over it.
I think we can go ahead and sail right over the problems you're currently having and talk about
So
your
what
week so that we can
okay.
just go ahead and skip over the disgusting metaphors if this is allowed in the podcast.
All right, so
So
well,
you're drinking a
yesterday.
Mountain Dew beverage.
So yesterday I went to the store and I bought a Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Oh my god. Oh my
All right,
god.
all right. But really, this week was Easter.
Yeah, that's true. What did the Easter Hawk get for you?
Easter Hawk. Well, okay. So my two cousins, which are like the closest to my age, they're both in college.
Okay.
So like when all of us kind of return back to her house because I like to stay with her because, my cousins are awesome. And so is my aunt and uncle. Also, their house has a pool and a gym.
Wow. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is they're rich.
Well, they have a garage that has an elliptical in it.
Oh, that doesn't count. You can't call that a gym. you had me conjuring up images in my head of like this full-fledged gym with
Yeah, well-
membership that he brought their friends in, but they still had to pay.
Well, they transformed their garage, since they don't like parking the cars into a room. So there's like a TV in there with like workout videos, and there's an elliptical and a treadmill and a sauna thing,
Wow,
like a steam room thing.
that's impressive.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen them a lot. Like I know a lot of people with them, which is weird because that's a weird item to have, I think.
Right.
Now that I think about it, how in the world did they get that into there? Like it wouldn't fit through the door. Idiot through the door. Anyway, so they have that, and they also have a pool, but the pool is closed as it is still cold.
Right.
Which I discovered because I only brought shorts.
Oh, good call.
Right. Because like Philly right now is like 70 degrees. It's wonderful.
Of course.
It's great. But Connecticut's still like 50 degrees. So
Mm.
I bought some jeans. I bought a pair of jeans that I wore.
Hey, Cognitive Gamer. Guess
Yeah.
what the temperature was in Puerto Rico yesterday when I got into the car?
99.
Oh, it's actually pretty close. No, 95.
Well, see, that's too hot. Like, I want temperatures 75 degrees. I can wear shorts, a t-shirt, and then like a windbreaker and feel pretty comfy. You know?
Yeah.
I want that draft to kind of come in, kind of like wash that sweat away, instead of just feeling hot and gross. Like I'm like clam chowder that just was microwaved all the time.
Oh, that does seem gross.
Yeah, that's how I feel like when I go to tropical places.
Anyway, keep going.
So it was Easter, so I went to church like 100 times.
Of course.
And then I ate a lot of food.
Of course, you were telling me that as well.
I don't know. What's like the coolest Easter thing that you eat?
I mean, there's nothing special that we eat. It's not like Thanksgiving where there's actual dishes.
Really? Because my aunt made like every Easter, my aunt makes these pies, and they're just so good. Same with my mom. She also makes like a special dessert.
Really?
Just for Easter. Yeah.
Huh. I don't recall that ever being a thing in my family.
Okay, what's your like? What was the favorite thing you ate this weekend?
Favorite thing I ate this weekend?
Yeah.
Probably a Krispy Kreme donut.
What?
It was
They have
great.
Krispy Kremes in Puerto Rico?
Yeah, they're huge.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Krispy Kreme.
No, shut up. How do you say that in Spanish? Crispiano, the crispy,
No, that's
the
not,
creme,
that's not how they say it. Oh my god.
leche hole,
Wow. Nope. Nope.
the milk hole.
No, I know what it is.
What
Oh
do they
my
call
god.
it? Krispy Kreme in Spanish, bro. So, okay. I had like a lot of cheese this weekend. It was pretty great. Because you know how Italians love their cheese.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Like I had brie, I had mozzarella, Parmesan. This is like the most boring fucking thing ever. But I was just like astonished at how much cheese I ate this weekend. Like on Easter,
Okay.
all right, on Easter,
Okay.
I had adult Lunchables. Okay? You know what adult Lunchables are?
No, I
It's
don't.
like a meat plate with crackers. It's a fucking adult Lunchable. It has like a summer sausage. You put it on a cracker. And there's like dried something cheese. I'm not sure what it was, but it was pretty freaking good. So I had that. And then right after I had that, I had brie cheese that was like baked with like jam around it and the pie crust. Have you ever had that?
No, no, I
Oh
haven't.
my god, you're missing that is like the best fucking appetizer ever. And I have to curse because it's that good. All right, so I had that cheese, and then for an appetizer, a third appetizer, I had mozzarella with tomato. So now we're up to three cheeses in one day, and I'm just having like a slice and being over. No, no, I'm eating a bunch of this. Okay, all right, you following me?
This is just the most this is entertainment at
Then I
its
had pasta,
apex.
and you know what I put on that pasta?
Oh
I
wait,
put
let me guess, let me
Parmesan
guess.
cheese.
Parmesan
Oh,
cheese.
yeah, it's Parmesan cheese. That's a lot of fucking cheese for one meal. This is one meal.
Oh my god.
The next day, okay, next day, I had mozzarella surrounded by prosciutto. Fucking amazing. I had like 100 of those. I just kept popping them like candy, like little cheese candies.
Oh man.
And then I had lasagna. And you know what's in lasagna?
Wait. Cheese.
Yeah, it's cheese. Oh, not to mention, I also had cheese pizza for breakfast both those days.
That is gross.
Yeah, well, whatever. I had a lot of cheese in 2 days.
Oh my god.
How was your Easter weekend?
Happy Cheester.
Ah,
Yeah.
cheese is crust. He rose for our dinner.
This is the worst podcast because I swear there's people listening to us and they're just sitting there going like, this is stupid. And in the meantime, we're here like,
This is so fucking stupid.
oh my god.
I think every week we should have a segment called cheese.
On
Stuff.
cheese? No.
Cheese.
No. Oh my god.
Ah, and then I had a regat pie. Holy shit. Even my dessert was cheese. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is gross to think about that I had cheese.
The whole
for
day. Literally the whole day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How was your weekend? How
No,
much
no.
cheese did you eat?
No, wait a second.
Okay.
You went to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament after that. Did you smother everyone's cards in cheese?
I just like, I like threw them on the table and I kind of mixed them up and then I put nacho cheese over them. So they were like nachos,
And then you ate someone's BLS because it had cheese on top of it.
Fuck plays BLS. What the hell's wrong with you? That's not even in this format. Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
Go back to a year ago.
Oh my god. You sound like such an uber entitled nerd. It's hilarious. That was the best.
Is that what they sound tired?
Oh my god.
Jesus Crust would not approve of this.
Oh man.
Okay, I did more than that. I also went shopping a lot.
Yeah.
That's what my family likes to do, essentially, is
Right.
eat cheese and then go shopping.
Of course.
There's nothing more attractive. And no, it's cool. I got some kicks, I got some
Oh my god.
I got some Converse All-Stars.
Oh, okay.
What did you think I got? Like
For
the fucking shoes with the wheels in it?
No, those are Heelys. I thought for some reason kicks were the ones that light up.
No, but that would be fucking awesome. My grandma can wear those shoes. I don't know why she doesn't, really. No, I got a new pair of shoes. So I got that, and then I got a brand new jacket, like from Urban Outfitter, which
Right.
they were both on clearance. So people calm the fuck down. My grandma also loves me, so calm the fuck down.
Right.
And then I was considering buying a fedora.
And then you didn't.
Well, it went well with the outfit. I just looked like a major tool bag.
Tipping intensifies.
Like, I looked like I should have been playing at Starbucks.
Oh no.
Yeah, like guitar there and like singing my really shitty music that I wrote.
Your indie music that sounds just like every other indie music.
Yeah, I play a lot of A and C chords, sometime in E7, and and then a lot of open chords, of course, because that's easy to play and sing at the same time.
And the only reason you're the one that's singing is because your female singer that goes like, "Oh, whoa, whoa," just quit.
No, I have a fedora. Why would I have a female even near me?
Because she used to be your girlfriend while you were in the band, but then
I got a fedora.
She no, no, but then she had a fedora, and then she gave it to you.
Oh, she had a fedora.
Yeah, and then she gave it to you as a present.
My head's pretty big. I don't think it'll fit.
Then both of you broke up.
Oh.
And you told her to go screw herself, and she asked for her fedora back, and you're like, "No, I'm going to keep this fedora. It's my fedora.
It's my thing."
Exactly. Yeah.
I play music at Starbucks. I get a
exactly
double shot mochaccino, frappuccino
with soy milk.
Fucking butt chugga Nino.
So my week was.
Wait, hold on.
I'm not going to let you
Starbucks. My two cousins are also like white females, so they like wearing UGG boots, and they also love Starbucks.
Ugh.
No, it's fine. It's whatever, you know.
That hurts.
I would totally be like that too, so it's okay.
Well, that's because you're gross. I mean, come on.
I mean, in fact, I totally wanted a pair of man Uggs or mugs.
That is disgusting.
And they look so fucking comfy.
That is disgusting.
I wouldn't wear them in public. Maybe I would just like wear them around the house.
Oh, that is gross.
Like I don't own slippers because I hate slippers because they slip off. But Uggs would totally stay on your foot.
Oh my!
As long as if I wanted a comfy shoe to fucking walk out and get the mail.
Oh
man
my God. Okay, so my week.
No, hold on. I'm not done. So I got Starbucks a lot. Okay. Why the fuck don't they just call their drinks like small, medium, large? Because... You know how hard it is to order a grande or a venti? I have no idea what sizes they are. I have no idea.
I know. I feel I'm in your boat. I know what you mean.
Stupid.
You're like grande. No, wait. Which one was that one? Like,
which one is that? Is that the small? Because that's stupid.
It's like whenever someone asks you about a letter in the middle of the alphabet, and you're like, God, now I'm gonna have to count the entire alphabet the whole way down to figure out which one it is.
I just go and I'm like, I ordered. I'm like, hey, can I get a medium? And they're like, a medium what? I'm like, medium size. I'm like, no, you can get a grande. I'm like,
that one. You were like, I'm so clever. I fooled them into telling.
I tipped my fedora and I rolled my eyes. It was pretty bad. How's your week, cool guy? How many Starbucks did you?
Starbucks. Actually, I think the.
How many leche de hold did you go to?
I only went once. I didn't go to any Starbucks, thankfully. Though I was hanging out and I played a bunch of games, and I think you should play the game 3 Body Problem because that was hilarious, and you should record it. And we should put it on our YouTube channel because, again, that was hilarious. But
we have a YouTube channel?
We do have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/postgradent. Or you can type in postgrad games or postgrad entertainment onto YouTube, and we pop right up. We have a ton of great videos.
We're not the first link. We're like the second or third link.
Yeah, well, that's only because...
The movie.
Oh, no, we beat out the movie. That's only because... What? That's only because the postgrad game is something that I think College Humor made, and they made a video about like
the Troll Show. It's Comedy Central.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, it's basically a video game, quote unquote, in a video about being a postgrad. So that's the video that's number 1. But then after that, it's all us. So yes.
Yay.
But the actual really important thing that happened this week was that I was reprimanded by one of our listeners for my mispronunciation of the name of the cast member that belongs to Doctor Who that was in Oculus. So, for everyone that was wondering,
Our fans are great. I love all of you.
For anyone that was wondering,
I tip my fedora for you.
Her name is not Karen Gillian, like I said, or Gillian, like I said last week. Her name is Karen Gillan. My apologies.
You are just the worst.
I am such an awful person. So I wanted to do an official correction. I want it in print, and I wanted everyone to be okay. So there you go.
Thank you, listener. And if anybody else wants to, if you have any complaints, if you want to write in and just say, I hate you, go for it.
Why did you start off the podcast with poop jokes? Just why? Why?
Just send your email to postgradentertainment, all one word, at gmail.com.
Exactly.
With your complaints, with your praise, death threats.
I want death threats. That'd be great.
Just really anything. Yeah, death threats would be fine because that means we're popular enough to not be popular.
Exactly. We're popular enough for people to care what we think.
Exactly. I mean, we just did 10 minutes on cheese, so.
We totally did. That was awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. All right, so what else happened in your week? What'd you do?
I mean, the only other thing of note in my week was a group project for a class. So
wait, what class? What class are you in? You're taking a class?
Well, I'm basically it's like what I always told you that would be great for classes where you go to the class, take the class, but you don't take tests or have homework, basically.
Okay.
So you're just there to learn, and I'm learning a crap ton. It's planning, like urban planning and stuff like that, in reference to coastal environments.
Why are you taking that?
Because a friend of my mom's was taking it, and she talked to the professor, and now I'm taking it. Because it's a lot of geology, and I want to keep brushing up on my geology since I did minor in that, and I did a lot of big projects on it, and I want to keep that going while I get my master's in hardcore zoology.
Rock on. Get it?
I get it. I get it. I get it.
Rock on.
No need to say it again. I get it.
You just said repeat that.
That was a nice joke. Huh? Get it? Get it?
No.
Because nice is spelled G-N whatever. It's whatever. It's a rock. So anyway,
I think you took that joke for granted.
Wow, really? Really? No, we're done. That didn't even make sense. So anyway, you just wanted to put granite in there to have the final word. You're like, granite's the only other rock that sounds like a word. So yeah, that was the things that I did. It was great. Okay. I went to the forest. The birds were great. They were having little babies and being adorable. And it's all good. We've had a good reproductive season, so hopefully we'll get our numbers up again.
That's pretty cool. So do you have to like track that, and then are you going to make a poster and then present it somewhere?
Well, not necessarily. The work that we're doing now is basically monitoring all of the nests to make sure that all of the pigeons survive, or the maximum number of pigeons survive. Not pigeons, like little baby birds. But we're trying to make them survive all the way, just in case the parents don't feed them enough, all that type of stuff. And we're also noting behavior. So we're making sure that that's good. And we're also working on the dude's PhD project.
Nice.
Yep.
We also watched movies.
Right, yeah. I did watch a movie because the point of this podcast is that even though we started with a poop joke and we mentioned cheese's crust, this podcast is supposed to be a godly podcast this week.
Yes, it is Holy Week.
Or post Holy Week.
Well, yeah.
We want to keep the holy going.
I'm like Swiss cheese over here.
Oh my God. So the two movies that we decided
bring it back. I'm bringing it back.
Was Heaven is for Real, the Easter movie, pretty much. So,
did you watch that movie alone?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. I feel like that's a movie you go watch with your family and then hug each other afterwards.
Really? We'll talk about it. So anyway, on IMDb, it's got a 5.6. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 50 with a 45% top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 48%. It is directed by Randall Wallace. It stars Greg Kinnear, Kelly Riley, Connor Coram, and Lane Stiles, along with Thomas Hayden Church and Margot Martindale. So, what is your one-sentence review?
Lifetime movie quality at full movie theater price.
Oh my god. That is perfect.
I know. I've been thinking about it all week.
God.
I actually thought about it this time.
That is fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say starts off strong, but devolves into TV movie quality.
Isn't it?
Right?
Oh,
Right? As soon so as soon as the kid gets to heaven for the first time, you're like, this is terrible. This is terrible.
the special effects were so bad.
Oh my god.
Man.
And all of a sudden
Maybe they were
Jesus
intentionally
walks
bad.
up in a bathrobe. Like it was oh my god.
So, okay, I will say this: the acting of the dad
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, the
It
acting
was really, really good.
the performances were great.
No, only by him was it
All right,
good.
fine. The kid was really mega creepy sometimes, wasn't he?
Kid was so bad.
Was it just me that he
Was
was
that
really
the real
creepy?
kid?
No, it's
Did
not.
Okay, but like everybody else was pretty terrible. I just remember the scene where they're in the hospital and the mom's calling their like friend. I forget her
Right.
name, and she's like, "Pray for it." But that editing was so terrible, mixed with like some of the worst acting ever.
Well, when they were
Did you
going
notice
back
that?
and when they were going back and forth.
Yeah, because it like cut forward and then there was just like 2 seconds of not talking.
Yeah.
Like she was listening to her on the phone. And I'm like, why would you leave that in? We just heard her talk. And then she like, oh my God. At that scene, I was just like, that was really bad. That was
Yeah.
really, really bad.
It took you out of the moment.
Yeah. And the directing was pretty terrible for sometimes. The
Right.
cinematography was nice.
Right, yeah, the cinematography and some of the directing was nice. Like there were some shots
Yeah,
that were
some-
really good.
It was kind of like amateurish, right? Like it kind of seemed like this is my first movie ever type of feeling.
Right? And it's totally not. This guy, Randall Wallace, he directed Man in the Iron Mask and The Secretariat. Like, he
What,
has
really?
experience.
Maybe it was the editors then? Like who knows,
I
you
just,
know?
I just don't even know.
I think the directing was fine for the most part.
The script was also not bad. The way they expressed themselves and the way they worked as a family unit was not bad.
No, yeah, I like that. Except for the mom who like would essentially change her moods on like a whim.
Right.
One scene she's throwing dishes, the next scene she's like, "You're the best husband ever. Let me just love you all night."
Right. And then the other
Like, what?
scene, she's like crying in front of the kid. And then the other scene, she's basically grabbing his crotch. I mean, like,
What? What scene was that?
that was okay. That was a joke. But do you remember that one scene where he's still got like his fracture or whatever on his foot, and she comes over and she goes like, "Oh, I hear that you need to like get that taken care of." Blah blah blah. And he goes like, "What do you mean?" And then she like whispers into his ear, and he goes like, "What?" Now? And she like kind of turns around and like smiles at him and twirls, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Like that was literally what that was. That was basically her going over, grabbing his crotch, and going like, "Bedroom now."
The dad,
Yeah.
not the kid. I thought you meant the kid.
No, no. What?
I was really confused and
What?
grossed out.
That's gross.
Yeah. I know. That's why. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, that scene. No, that's when they decided to go to Denver.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, my biggest complaint for the movie was that they never explained how they got out of debt, or even if they did get out of debt.
I mean, I'm assuming they got out of debt because they have a book and a movie.
Well, now, but in the movie they didn't explain it. They were just kind of like, "Oh, we have $50,000 of crippling debt."
Yeah, that was
Whatever.
awful.
Yeah, I guess we can like go buy stuff. I was like, what the fuck? You have $50,000 in debt. You shouldn't be taking weekly trips to the Butterfly Pavilion.
I have $50,000 in debt, but my son wants to hold a tarantula.
Have you ever held that tarantula? It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Cozy. Okay, you probably wouldn't know this. I'm pretty sure that they used to have a pink tarantula, and that's why its name was Rosie when they like first opened.
Really? I don't remember. I don't remember.
Well, you weren't there. You were. I was like 8, so it's really. I don't know why you'd go to the Butterfly Pavilion over like the Denver Zoo, or somewhere way cooler. So
They're butterflies, though. So
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's cooler for a movie,
Right.
but I mean, an actual family would probably just have gone to like.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Also, Wesleyans.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know much about the Wesleyan faith. I just know it's Christian.
Yeah.
Really has a really big Wesleyan church.
Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. What did your family think of the movie?
I thought it was pretty good. But it's kind of like that thing. If like, yeah, you can't. Okay, this is the same thing. I had a discussion with my parents because they watched Son of God. They said it's okay, you know, but it's almost so hard to criticize a movie about God, you know. It's almost like saying 12 Years a Slave sucked because it had black people in it. Like that's totally racist, you know.
No, but 12 Years a Slave was not a bad movie, you know?
No, I know. But saying if it was a bad movie, like imagine that, you know.
I mean, ish. If it's a bad movie, it's a bad movie. There can be a good movie about heaven is for real. Like, I think, what could they have done to fix it? Because overall it was just a
Acting.
mediocre movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, acting probably.
But I mean, the focus was on the child. And
No, the focus was on the dad.
oh,
That
I
movie
mean,
was not the story of the child. The story was about the dad dealing with his humanity and his faith
right.
through in which his child went through this miraculous act.
Events. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I got this creepy like so remember the movie The Hunt?
Yeah.
I got a creepy feeling that was happening again.
Right?
Some
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like this is just like The Hunt, just instead of sexual things, it's God
Right.
at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, this isn't a question about what I believe or if I believe the kid or not, because that's just that's a weird thing.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's exactly what I was thinking because there were a lot of the same arguments that you had specifically mentioned in the beginning of the Hunt talk, and
Right.
that the Hunt had explicitly addressed, which was the idea that kids don't lie and all that stuff. And they were going like, my kid is so innocent, why would he make it up? It's stuff like that.
Right. I mean, yeah,
It's
it
stuff
was
that really
reasons
gets
like
to
that.
you.
Right. My faith aside, it's just kind of like obviously the dad was under a lot of stress, and I think the kid really liked the fact that he thought he was helping him by talking about this.
Right.
He may have, he was under heavy
Sedation.
anesthesia. Yeah, heavy
Yeah.
anesthetics.
Yeah.
What the fuck word am I trying to think of here?
It's okay.
Hold on. What do you use in surgery?
Anesthesia.
Is it anesthesia?
It's anesthesia.
An anesthesia?
It's an anesthetic. Yes, anesthesia.
Yeah, heavy anesthesia.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
Hold on, I can't pronounce words.
Oh my god! I hope you get
so,
some
like-
hate mail for it, so that you have to correct it in the next podcast.
It could have been a dream or whatever, and the fact that like he knew what his parents were doing at the time, they may have said it or something, around him, and they didn't know it, or they just
Right.
forgot. I mean, I don't know. I think the movie suffered from. I mean, it had an okay story. I mean, the acting of the father was really good. It was the other acting and just hiccups of just bad editing, just really bad editing.
Bad editing. You're right.
And just really bad special effects. But then again, that's a tough thing to kind of get over. So it's just kind of a mediocre. It almost felt like a rushed movie to get out for Easter.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
did. It's just my main problem with it was the fact that it was a movie very heavily into faith,
Mhm.
but it was one of those things where it should have been a movie about this father having a crisis of faith and then coming out the other side. But instead, what ended up happening was the guy was faithful, had a crisis of faith, and then came out the other side kind of. Because in the end he goes like, is heaven for real? And he goes like, which he said the name of the movie in the movie, so it's a great movie. And in the end he was like, is heaven for real? Well, my son says it's for real. Heaven's for real, and I trust my son. And it's like, okay, wait, that's not answering the question. That's saying you believe what your son said, maybe, kind of.
I never thought he questioned his faith. I think he always believed in God, because why in the world, like, why would that change just because his son went to heaven? You know what I mean? It was almost like, okay, now I have to believe my son that he went through this miracle, or I think he's crazy. You know,
Well, I mean,
so I don't
he
understand
was
how
he
that.
was saying that he
I mean, he
stood.
was questioning his faith beforehand a little bit. I think.
Well, there was that one moment when he was arguing with his wife that he said that he preached it every single Sunday, but he didn't know if he when confronted with the actual possibility of it happening, he was like, this might just be a freaking fairy tale, like this might actually be something that we tell people to be happy, like heaven.
But it could have been.
Well, yeah,
I'm not saying that like
definitely.
heaven's fake or anything, but like his son could have been
I know, I know,
hallucinating or
I know,
something.
but I'm
So
just
like why so why in the world
I'm
I
just,
guess
I'm just
you know
saying
what I mean?
I'm just saying he had an actual crisis of faith. At that moment was when he was
Right.
genuinely questioning his faith. Like
So I think I get your point. It's kind of like lost track of what it was trying to do because it should have been about a man who's losing his faith and how his son helped him gain his faith again.
exactly, it should have been something like that. And also, I think that the way that the movie was supposed to be, it was supposed to be about faith, and the way that it could have been improved is if they would have focused on faith. And what does that mean? Do not, I repeat, do not show the kid walking around in heaven. Do not have just crappy flashbacks where the screen goes into white going and then he's in heaven. Like, don't do that, okay?
Yeah, that was just. Or if you do that, do it way better than that.
There's no way to do it better. You have to just scrap that altogether and deal with this life with the kid saying these miraculous things and Ariel not believing him, but the kid being so resolute in what he's saying and everyone else trying to imagine it. And you see him like staring off into the sky, thinking about what it was, but you never actually get a glimpse of it. And you have to take it on faith that this kid went through what he went through. You have to trust.
Yeah, but his acting wasn't that.
I know, but this is a failure on that front, and it's also a failure, I suppose, on the people that casted him front. It could have definitely been a really great movie. Like it could have been. It really could have been.
Yeah.
And I think that they definitely failed on some of those fronts. But I mean, that's why they always say, in movies, don't work with children and don't work with animals.
But the children in Oculus were amazing. They should have got those kids.
Right?
Those kids are so good.
They were really good.
Oh my god, that child acting.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's because they got the wrong. The casting was bad for the kid. But I mean,
Well, he looked exactly like the kid.
yeah, he did.
He was just a bad actor.
Right.
Which I feel like they did that a lot in this movie, except for the mom, who somehow
Except
is
for
a
the mom
redhead.
and the dad. The dad in the movie was way better looking than the actual dad,
Well, yeah, of course it's Hollywood, but
and the mom too. But that's beside the point.
yeah, I don't know.
But you're right. It is Hollywood. It's like let's get prettier versions of
I just felt
these
like
people.
I just felt like this was a movie that I totally could have watched on Lifetime.
Yep.
Like in quality, in like story, in just execution, and act. Like it was. I have seen some Lifetime movies that generally had better acting than this movie.
Yeah.
I think the only difference was this one had really nice cinematography of Nebraska, which is like the worst place ever. So that's cool, I guess.
I think you're mistaking that because there is Wyoming and it still exists.
Wait, what's Wyoming?
The worst place ever. The only
No, I think Nebraska would be worse than Wyoming.
the only redeeming factor in Wyoming is the fact that it's got like a really awesome reserve on the top right corner. And if that just becomes part of some other state, then Wyoming sucks.
Northern Wyoming is like super beautiful.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Just take like the
Yeah.
bits that are really pretty, add it to another state, and then you got just garbage.
But what's pretty in Nebraska? I mean, there's a cool lake there, but I can get a cool lake anywhere.
Well, there's cornfields.
So anyway,
Wait.
Nebraska's as empty as this movie,
Wait.
which is really empty.
Wait, can we
corny.
mention in the beginning
Yeah.
how like the beginning of the movie was way better than the fallout of everything, I think. Like all the way up until the kid goes into the emergency room. That was great. I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, I was kind of getting pissed because in the beginning they made the dad out to be just this perfect human being. He was just walking around going like, "Hey, I know everybody. Oh, you need me to fix that? It's all part of the job, ma'am." Like it was
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, wait, the dad wrote this book. Of course he is gonna self-reflect in that light, you know? And it's whatever. like I wish it was a little more real because they had a lot of real problems that
Exactly.
in a couple scenes was displayed, but then all of a sudden they just disappeared.
Yeah, and they were
It's not
just
like
a
the dad
happy
ever
family.
came back and was like, "Hey, do you remember when they smashed those dishes and we got in this huge fight and we never resolved it?" Yeah, it's just over.
Yeah, and what was up with that? Like, she crashed the dishes, they fought, he walked out, and then she just grabbed the pot and just went like, rah, and just threw it against the wall.
And then and then the other scene where they're like sitting at the bills and she's like, "No, we have like $50,000 in debt and we have no money and you have no job essentially
All
and
that
you
scene
might
was
get fired."
missing was that after the kid walked up or something, he would have said, "You got to pay the doctor because he helped me and he knew blah blah blah." They would have just looked at him and they would have been like, "We could if we had universal health care, but trying to make the liberals like this movie." Like, that's all that they were
Liberals will
missing.
never like that movie.
Well, yeah, I know. But it's one of those movies that was trying really hard to pander to traditionalists while at the same time trying to reach across the hall, so to speak, you know?
I mean, with like the military death.
Yeah, like it was a military death. There was a
Yeah, but
military
that's
death.
and that that's all from the book, but who knows?
Well, I know, but I'm saying that they specifically focused on stuff like the military death, on stuff like the bills that they had to pay, on stuff like the possibility that there's stuff that's extra biblical, that people question it, and that's because it's not in the Bible and all that jazz, and it might be a lie. So they were trying to be a lot more modern in their approach.
Right. No, I agree. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
So my final score would probably be like a point. I agree with the 0.4, 0.5 range. Or I mean,
I'm glad that you're
the
talking.
4 or 5 range,
I'm glad
not the
that you're talking
0.4.
in actual
Sorry.
percentages as if you were doing statistics.
I've been doing so many fucking statistics. I'm like, wait, no, that's actually a pretty good correlation. Okay, anyway.
We got to get a tea table up in here. So no, yeah, I would go with.
It's kind of a shitty KMO, but actually it's so bad you couldn't even do a factor analysis on it.
Oh
But
my god. So anyway, yeah, I would put it at about like a 40%, I'd say, because it's like it's mediocre, but there's some scenes that really kick it down.
I think the acting of the father was phenomenal.
It
I think
was.
it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I just wish it was better.
Right.
Yeah. Like not his acting, just the movie.
Yeah, the movie could have been better, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, what scene am I? The scenes that all happened in the church also, that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, the church was beautiful.
Yeah, it just felt kind of disjointed.
But then it was like, this church is dying. And then there's a bunch of people there, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
But anyway, congratulations to that guy for making boatloads of money because he released a movie like this on Easter.
It made $34 million, so it made about triple box office.
That
Or
is
how much it cost to make. They had a $12 million budget.
Wow, really?
Yeah, that movie looked like it was made on like $200,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was like to build everything.
Also, was it just me, or were there certain sections where the main actors, the husband and the wife, did they look like they had a really weird tan sometimes? Or was it just me?
I think that's just you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Just one. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Okay, so their child that they lost.
Right. The daughter. Yeah.
But did they know he was a girl? I was really confused.
No. So what happened was they lost a child. They never knew the sex of the child. And
But did they know afterwards though? After they lost it, because that's why they didn't name it. You don't want to name somebody who's dead.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I think what happened was the kid went up to them and said the thing about the having a daughter, and they said that they never knew the sex of the child, but now they do. So they were taking his word for it.
I don't know. It was really unclear.
That's what it seemed like to me, at least.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Anyway, so moving on to our next godly movie for our Netflix movie spotlight. Totally not sponsored by Netflix.
It's so godly.
We have God Bless America.
Just because it has God in the title does not mean it's godly.
It is godly. So on IMDb, it's got a 7.3. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 68 with a 43% top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 56%. It is directed by Bobcat Goldthwait, and I am not making that up. Bobcat Goldthwait. I'll let you internalize that for a second.
Okay. I didn't know I was supposed to comment on it.
It
It seems perfectly normal to me.
It stars Joel Murray, Tara Lynn Barr, and Maddie Hasten, among others that I'm not going to mention because they're mostly, I guess, in the background until the end and stuff like that, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
So give me your one-sentence review of this godly movie, please, Cognitive Game.
A self-reflective movie that analyzes America in a very satirical and black humor way. Dark comedic way. Black comedy. Is black comedy like, comedy at the Apollo, or is it like dark comedy?
Dark comedy is what you
Dark
want.
comedy? Okay, not black comedy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think there's there's one black person in the movie.
There is. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, a self-reflective film that analyzes America and its problems using satire and dark comedy.
Yep. That's actually a really good call. I'm going to say the
piece of shit.
No. So I think I'm going to go with a very poignant, but at the same time, sometimes disheveled attempt at idolizing the things that this person, that the writer thinks are necessarily good and moral, and those moral and good shortcomings in the United States, and specifically the United States.
Specifically, this energy drink that I'm drinking.
Oh my god. So anyway,
No, seriously, I feel like I just smoked a pack of cigarettes. Like, it hurts.
Why would you do this to yourself?
I don't know. I don't know.
This early in the morning too.
So God Bless America is a film that's it's an indie film, obviously, but it's essentially looking at American problems, or American capitalism, I feel would be more specific, and it tried to show how it can be annoying to certain individuals. Not really that it's wrong. I mean, obviously, it was trying to display like this stuff is awful and we should kill it, but because it's dark comedy, it was over the top and very much like, this is really wrong. TV shows are just trying to control us and trying to fill our minds with just garbage. Like commercials for energy drinks, TV shows, reality TV especially. Though I felt at time it could be kind of aversive. It could be very in your face. It can be very exploitive. And I didn't really like that as much as the rest of the movie. Like the scene where the girl grabs a tampon and then throws it.
Well, I mean, but that's stuff that you've seen. What was
that? No, I've never seen that, ever. I don't think... Have you seen that? Is that a thing that you normally see?
I think there was literally, in one of the reality TV shows, a girl that did that. I'm almost guaranteeing you... Okay, no, wait. We're pausing because I swear that I saw that once, okay? Pause.
Keep looking, you'll never find it.
All right, fine. You win. So I think that where I actually saw it was specifically in a GIF from the movie. So that's where I thought
You owe me a pack of cards.
I don't. We never bet on it. See, you should bet on these things. You just don't want to because I won the last 15 of
all of them. Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that you would really just not, I guess, really question if it happened in a reality TV show is the point.
I thought that was disgusting.
Well, yeah, totally. Of course it's disgusting, but that doesn't mean that it wouldn't happen and that people wouldn't be all about that.
I don't know. I just thought some of it was way over the top, and that kind of played against it because it was kind of going for like America today. I don't know. I thought it was fine. Just
I was really impressed with
some of those commercials. Just went on way too long.
They did.
I was like, just get to the fucking point.
But I mean, that was kind of the point at the same time. The fact that they just kept on going and going and going. It was like a stream of just garbage that you were like, God, just skip it. Just please,
Right.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I mean, it was meant to do that, but at the same time, it was kind of weird. I did love the beginning, though, where he basically skeet shot the baby.
Oh, my God. I watched that and I was just appalled. And I was like, what the... I literally said, what the fuck? To that part.
That was such a fantastic beginning.
That was awful. That was so awful. But I mean, it set the stage pretty well.
It did. And I think that's what this movie was. This movie was a lot of really great scenes and really great dialogue divided by just whatever sections.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of sections you could have just skipped over.
Yeah, right.
And totally not have missed anything.
Though I really enjoyed his rant in the beginning before he got fired.
You mean to his coworker? Yeah, that was pretty
That was
great.
a great scene. The back and forth between both of them. It was
Mm.
great. And then the way that he expressed himself was fantastic. And I love
It was very Woody
it
Allen-esque.
was. It was the
Yeah.
filming in that scene. Yeah. I really enjoyed the fact that like the chick in the secretary girl or whatever like reported him to HR. You're like, what the hell's that? What is that even? What? You were like smiling at him the whole time.
I mean, it was a little creepy that he sent her flowers. I'm also glad that he didn't cross the line and didn't make out with a high schooler.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is something I thought Super, the movie Super, I
Implied.
was like, oh no, it didn't imply it. It was pretty explicit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Which I thought anyway. I don't know why I compared those two movies, but they kind of remind me of the same thing, which was a really old guy teams up with a teenager and they go kill people.
Fair
So
enough.
yeah,
But I mean,
totally different tones and
yeah.
themes. But
I'm just saying like it was one of those things where yes, it was creepy that it might have been creepy that he sent flowers to her by looking up her address or whatever in the database.
why not just bring her chocolates and then give it to her? Like obviously, I think there was some like romantic intent there.
From her part as well, that was garbage. She was walking around and they made it explicit that she was smiling at him and being all like, woohoo, like something that no one else did. Everyone else was talking about reality TV and the really crappy singer. And she was just walking around going
Yeah,
like,
but you don't send flowers to them. That's weird. I think that's really weird.
yeah, it was.
I don't
It
know.
was.
He's a weird dude.
He is a weird dude. He is.
He's a weird dude, which was the point.
Yeah.
I love that scene where he I don't know.
Oh my god, that was one of my favorite scenes when he handcuffs the reality show star from like Super Sweet 16 to the steering wheel, and then he puts the little thingy inside the gas tank and lights it, and he walks away in slow motion with like music playing in the background, and it just falls
So
right
cool.
out, and he goes like, oh, and just runs back and starts trying to put it out. Oh my god, that was awesome.
I think my favorite scene was him talking to his daughter, and then she was acting exactly like the reality TV star.
Yeah.
I think that was just great.
Because okay, see, that was also.
But seriously, who gives their kid a BlackBerry?
I know.
Like, that's yeah.
I know.
Do you love your
Oh
child?
my god, really? God. So anyway, I I thought that was probably the most important part of the movie, and it's something that was somewhat subtle sometimes, but a little bit stronger at other times, and that is it's really easy to hate other people for some of the things that they really enjoy, but it's really hard to notice that you're a hypocrite sometimes. It's really hard to notice that there are some things that other people might hate that you enjoy. Like, for example, they did that especially well with the teenager that he was with, the random girl, and the fact that he offered a high five at one point, and she hated people that gave high fives. They did that very, very, very well, and they made it really explicit in that scene.
Well, that happened a couple times.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it was something that was really, really the point. It was the point. But in the end, he realized that there were some things that you could, I guess, be a hypocrite about, or there were some things that you could accept. Like in the end, when they both, take the guns and start pointing it out or whatever, and he turns to her and he says, "You are really pretty." At that moment was when he realized that there's some things that he can let himself go on.
Well, either he said that because he knew both of them were about to die.
Well, yeah, they were both about to die, but that's not the point. The point is that at that moment he was okay with realizing that the world was never going to change because there's some things that some people like that other people dislike.
I got the fact that I got the feeling he was like, we're the only two people in this world that think like this and we're about to die. So like by telling her she was pretty, it was accepting, because this is right after the American Idol.
Yeah, right.
Let's call it American Idol dude who was like, I didn't want to commit suicide because I was made fun of. I wanted to commit suicide because I won't be on TV anymore.
Yeah, what a jack.
And he was just kind of like, right, it's like that the guy who faked putting his kid in a weather balloon.
Yeah, right. Freaking Colorado, man.
Worst state ever.
Right. Ugh. Worse than Nebraska. Huh.
Well, no.
Anyway,
I think it was like him realizing there's nobody else in this world except for her and him, of course, that think this way.
I mean, yeah, he did notice that. He did notice the fact that there was a possibility that there wouldn't be reasonable and nice and honest people out in the world, except for maybe the only person that lied to him in the world. That was the important part. The fact that everyone is allowed slip ups. Everyone is allowed to have their creature comfort sometimes in dumb things, but that doesn't necessarily make them bad people. But I agree. I agree that at that moment he realized that him and her might be the only people that suffer less from those demons and that they're going to die because of it, specifically because of the fact that the other plebeians in this world that are not ideologues are going to continue with their stupidity and they're going to be the ones that suffer for it, the two main characters.
Or maybe it's maybe not slip ups, but the fact that like even though it's garbage, you can still find something within it.
Oh, but the stuff they had on that show was all just garbage. It was all garbage. Oh, and the people
Well, I'm
talking,
saying like the Bill O'Reilly,
the people
like the Bill O'Reilly ripoff,
right
that they killed.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I agree with some of his politics," and I know it was like kind of a setup for a joke, but
it was also like, why do you have to be so mean? Like that was something that was really, I don't know, it really got to you. It was something really poignant, at least in my opinion, when he said, "Why do you have to be so mean?" And the guy's like, "What are you even talking about?" And he goes like, "Just you can say those things. Just why do you have to be so mean?" It was such an honest statement, you know?
Right. No, it was okay.
Yeah.
I think it's worth a watch if you enjoy, you know, the hipster indie movies.
Right.
Yes.
And it was funny.
A magnet.
The moments when it was
if
funny.
If you enjoyed Rubber, you will enjoy God Bless America.
No, they're different movies.
No, but I'm saying if you enjoyed it. I'm not saying they're the same movie. I'm just saying the person who would like Rubber would also really like God Bless America.
I mean, I guess.
No,
you can't compare a cinematic masterpiece like Rubber to.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I do love Rubber, though. Cognitive Gamer knows that. But
and did you like this movie?
I did. I think.
Okay, well then there we go. My statement holds water.
I think that overall it was good. It was, even though it was almost like sketch comedy-esque.
Yeah, it was very filler. There was like filler in between.
Yeah,
I felt.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, even though it was like that, I do still think that it was a good movie. I think it was, and maybe I guess not a 68 on Rotten Tomatoes, but maybe like a 65.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Though I did enjoy the message it was sending because I hate reality TV with a fucking passion. Have you ever seen Honey Boo Boo? That show needs to die. Duck Dynasty needs to die.
I know. No, trust me. Are you kidding me?
Fox News, CNN, all of them. You can keep whatever you have, but put some real news on.
Stop being so mean. No, I completely I get it. I get it. I mean, I grew.
Stop.
Okay.
It's like walking around the house without any pants on. It's like, okay, you can do that, I guess, but when a guest comes, put some freaking pants on. You know?
Okay, I grew up being
pants?
I mean, I don't wear pants all the time. I'm not wearing pants now. I grew up as a young wannabe zoologist. I grew up watching Nat Geo, watching Animal Planet, and watching Discovery Channel, and then getting my history on with History Channel. And what have they all turned into? I witnessed myself firsthand the demise of amazing and intelligent documentaries and getting replaced by terrible reality television that's barely
Pawn Stars is awesome. When you're extremely drunk.
It's barely passable reality that is trying to masquerade as intelligence, and I do not like that, and I think that is stupid.
Can we cut in a Rick laugh, like right here? He sounds like a horse choking on a carrot. Anyway, so God Bless America. If you liked indie movies that are satirical, you will enjoy this movie.
And it does have
if you like Rubber, you'll like this movie. If you like
really great moments, it does. It has some fantastic moments that'll make you laugh. It has some really great dark comedy. So, I mean, I would say if you really don't like reality TV, watch this movie. But warning, trigger warning, the first like half an hour are awful for you if you really don't like reality TV. Because I was sitting there just grinding my teeth.
But I think that's the point, right? It's supposed to piss you off.
It is. But come on, weren't you like, you were seeing all that and you're like, oh my God. Because like, the reality TV thing that they were doing was not a far cry from what reality TV is nowadays. And the American Idol thing, it was literally a reference to that one Indian guy, Sanjaya, who could not sing but kept on going ahead because everyone was voting for him on purpose.
No. There was a reference to something hung.
There was another kid who couldn't sing?
Yeah, he didn't make it in. He lost, but He was so bad. He was so famous from being bad. They gave him an album deal.
Really? I thought it was Sanjaya. Wow. Because
No,
Sanjaya made it through because everyone kept on voting for him because he sucked.
William Hung, 2004.
Huh. I did not know that. That's how little I care about American Idol. All right, anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to new on DVD and Blu-ray and theaters. And new on DVD and Blu-ray, we have Big Bad Wolves, The Trials of Muhammad Ali, The Suspect, and Barefoot. So, whatever. And in
Was
theaters,
Barefoot about like having no shoes?
wow. In
Being
theaters,
a bear.
we have The Other Woman, The Quiet Ones, Brick Mansion, Locke, and in limited release, Young and Beautiful, Blue Ruin, The German Doctor, For No Good Reason, and Walking with the Enemy. So, you know what really pisses me off? That there are so many movies. Okay, so if there's a genre of movies called Don't Piss Off Liam Neeson, there is another genre of movies that we are going to make up right now, which is Cameron Diaz is still hot.
Wait, is that the sex tape movie?
No. Sex Tape is its own movie. The Other Woman is the one where Cameron Diaz is like with a guy. She finds out he's married. Her and the wife become best friends, and then they find out that he's cheating on both of them with, get this, Kate Upton.
And then they kill him.
No. They just team up to make his life miserable because that's what a movie is like. But it's one of those movies where Cameron Diaz is being like the typical hot person, and it's like,
She should have won the MTV award for Sex with the Car scene.
oh my god, it's awful. All right. Anyway, this is going to be a really crappy week for theater, so we'll come up with something. All right. Anyway, in news this week, we have some fantastic
I
stuff.
love how you just like automatically just blow it off like fuck. There's nothing. We're just
Yeah, there's no.
do
Well,
something else.
stay tuned to our Facebook page, and we'll let you know what movies we're watching. So
Yeah, or something.
anyway, moving on to news, I have some great news. Okay, go to the link I provided, please, and look at those photos.
This better be awesome. What the hell's this?
Scroll.
Right?
Right?
Jurassic World.
Right, seeing that logo on a car just sends shivers down your spine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes, it was-
Oh my god. Yep, Jurassic World has started filming, and get this.
It has dinosaurs in it.
Yes, but guess what? On top of that, they confirmed that they will be using animatronics as well as CGI and blending it together like they did in the original.
Yes.
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 Oh, I thought we should start off on a really high note with Jurassic World.
And then we're gonna go to a really low note.
Oh no.
You ready? Our sponsor, Netflix.
Oh.
uh,
I was like, wait, we got sponsors?
who does not actually sponsor us
Right.
yet, is raising the streaming subscription price for new users.
Right. Yeah, it's $9.99, right?
No. So Netflix will raise the price of all you can watch streaming service by $1 to $2 per month. The change goes into effect within next 2 or 3 months for new members in the US. So they actually haven't officially announced a new price yet. So I think right now it's $8, right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to go up to either $8.99 or $9.99. So if you want Netflix, now is the time to get it.
Yeah, right before
Or
it.
you can pay an extra
occurs.
$12 to $24 a year.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, moving on to another bit of news is the fact that a Flash Gordon movie is in the works at Fox.
What?
Yeah. It has John Davis producing and a bunch of other people or whatever, but the main thing is that they have J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay attached, and those two people are the ones who wrote Star Trek 3, so the next Star Trek that's coming up, and the producer, Davis, is the producer from Chronicle.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, it's an interesting team up, and we'll see where that heads, because it could potentially be a really great sort of sci-fi action movie, which is exactly what Flash Gordon was.
I guess.
But anyway, go for it. What is your next bit of news?
What if I told you?
Oh no.
What does chugging maple syrup remind you of?
Chugging maple syrup. I have no idea.
How about if I say snozberries?
What?
Super Troopers 2
Oh no.
is coming out.
That's
the only reaction I get.
The reason I'm not reacting is because it's another freaking sequel, and it's not going to be as good as the first one.
You don't know that.
I do know
It's been like 10 years or something crazy since the last Super Troopers. Like, it's written by the same people. It could be good.
I have my reservations about the movie. That's the point.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I think it'll be fine. If you like drugs, you will like Super Troopers too.
Fair. All right, so my next bit of news is the fact that Joss Whedon's new movie, the one that he produced, and
Avengers 2?
no. It is directed by Bryn Hill, and his movie is about two strangers on other sides of the United States who are able to sense what the other is feeling, and they form a relationship because of that, which is a really interesting idea.
I feel like that'll be good for like the first hour, and then it will be crap, or the studio will cancel it.
No. It's already been made, and it's available for it right now. It's doing its film festival circuit, and it's been getting some good reviews. But it is available for $5 on Vimeo. So if you want to go to Vimeo and watch it, it is called In Your Eyes.
Maybe we should do that for our theater.
I think that would be a great idea. Actually, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So anyway, what is some news that you have?
All right. When have I told you
Oh no.
that I'm a Barbie girl?
Oh God.
Let's go Barbie.
Is this actual
Let's go
news, or are you
Barbie.
just saying this to freak me out?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. There's a live action movie
About Barbies?
all about Barbie. Yep. So Sony Pictures is partnering with Mattel to bring Barbie to the silver screen, and it should be out by the end of the year, or it should be being like produced and everything by the end of the year.
That is gross.
So it's live action. There's going to be an actress playing Barbie and an actor playing Ken.
Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah, well, Barbie movie, man.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
So moving on.
You don't even care. Why don't you
I-
care? This is
I don't
huge.
care. That's awful.
Come on, man. That's
They
big.
did Barbie so well in Toy Story. They couldn't just let it die. Anyway.
Well, that's why it's probably live action.
Yeah, right. They can't compete with that Barbie. So anyway, the next bit is the fact that Quentin Tarantino's lawsuit against Gawker was dismissed by a court, who ruled
Thank God.
who,
Because
yeah, well,
it's not-
who ruled get this, okay? Get this.
Okay.
That
Quentin Tarantino has to lick
no
the bottom of their shoe.
no. They basically said, Mr. Tarantino.
Should I be Quentin Tarantino in this situation?
No, I think that's fine. We're good. So
I'm Quentin Tarantino?
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Hi, everybody. I'm Quentin
What the hell
Tarantino.
is that? Anyway,
That's
so
my Quentin Tarantino voice.
so the court
Sounds
basically
like
said
Jim.
that Gawker was not wrong for linking to copyrighted content because they were reporting on it, a blah 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 blah. So they were not in the wrong for linking, because they didn't host it, for linking to copyrighted content. So what does this mean? This means that every single frivolous lawsuit that has been done to like stuff like the Pirate Bay and torrents and stuff like that, it should be under the same rules, but it is not, because they go like, no, you can't link to copyrighted content if you're torrenting. Oh, but it's okay if it's Gawker.
I feel like there's something missing there comparatively, because it was copyrighted material, but was it actually copyrighted?
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
what were they linking? Was it like to a torrent, or was it to?
It was linking to a torrent that had a movie, for example. Like, that's copyrighted material. It's just as copyrighted as somebody else's script.
I don't know. Maybe we should call in an expert.
Who's the expert? Ghostbusters? We have no expert on payroll. All right, go.
All right. I'm gonna play something for you,
No.
and I want you to. Yes. I'm gonna play something for you, and I want you to tell me what this reminds you of.
That sounds incredibly familiar, but I can't place it. Like, really, really, I want to.
Come on, man. Come on. What if I said Night of the Living Dummy?
I don't. Nope.
How? Oh my God. How about if I said Ooze?
Goosebumps?
It is Goosebumps.
I never saw any Goosebumps movies. I don't know if they never made it or like the.
They made a show. That's from the TV
I don't know
show.
if the show.
We watched it together.
I know. I don't know if the show got to Puerto Rico is the thing. I don't ever
We watched
remember
that show
seeing
on
it.
Netflix together. Remember, Ryan Gosling was in one.
Right. Well, we watched one episode max.
We watched 3 episodes on Netflix.
Wow, I'm glad that 3 episodes would be enough for me to recognize the theme song. They
Fucking
were not
hell.
changing it to Spanish, therefore I didn't see it here in Puerto Rico when I was younger. I missed that part of my childhood.
But yes, the Goosebumps movie officially begins filming. It stars Jack Black, and it's kind of like these two kids find a bunch of these books, they unleash the monsters from the books, and then Jack Black has to help them put them back in the books.
A Ricky-coo, Ricky, monsters. A Ricky-coo, Ricky. That's what it's basically going to be.
Yep. What? Sure. Goosebumps movie, freaking awesome. I'm excited.
Actually, yeah, that is really cool.
It sounds like I don't know who's producing it. I know it's directed by it's the dude that did Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, so with Jack Black, he's already directed Jack Black then.
Exactly.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That movie was decent.
And it was penned by the guy who wrote Jack the Giant Slayer and School of Rock.
Oh, nice. I like me some School of Rock. It's all Jack Black stuff, except for Jack the Giant Slayer, but that has Jack in it, so that counts.
Yeah, Jack Black probably should have been in that movie.
All right. Well,
but yeah, it's all Jack Black stuff. I mean, Jack Black.
Jack Black is Jack Black. It's Jack Black. Jack Black. So anyway, is that the last bit of news that you have, or?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, so I'm gonna end on somewhat a bit of more of a somber note.
You got a sex change.
No, that is not a somber note. That would be an awesome note. So, Austrian director Michael Glawogger, he died during an African shoot because he got malaria. Now, this director directed really great documentaries that have won tons of awards, but obviously he's not very well known in the United States. But I wanted to draw attention because it's awesome, the stuff that this guy did. He did some really fantastic documentaries. So if you ever come across a Michael Glawogger documentary, watch it.
Like what?
You got stuff like Mega Cities, stuff like Whore's Glory, which obviously is talking about prostitution. And you have Working Man's Death, Slumming, and Kill Daddy Goodnight. So it's stuff that you might not have heard because he was from Europe, but he's a very big filmmaker in Europe and in that scene. So if you come across some of his documentaries, I would say watch it. They have gotten accolades. So
yeah, it's really sad. A moment of silence.
Moment of silence. So yeah, thank you all for listening to our podcast. That brings us to the end. As we mentioned,
ruined the mood, didn't you?
As we mentioned,
go back to Jesus Crust jokes
before. We have a YouTube channel. You can check us out, PostGrad Entertainment, or type in PostGrad Games, and we will pop right up. We have a bunch of really great videos of us playing games and talking about science or just screaming a lot. There is also our Facebook page, facebook.com/PostGradENT, or type in PostGrad Entertainment. And there we do, I don't know, freaking raffles. And we talk to all of you guys and we tell you the Netflix movies for all of our podcasts. We put trailers for movies up. It's fantastic. And also, if you would like to send us any type of comments, critiques, and whatnots, you can do so at postgradentertainment@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, me at the Right Pad and him at Cognitive Gamer.
Right. I have actually received quite a few Twitter followers.
Nice.
So thank you very much for adding me. I twit really stupid shit. Like, I took the train to Connecticut and I was like, I really wish this train would pull into Hogwarts.
Oh my god, that is the worst.
So I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
Also, even though Netflix hasn't sponsored us, we do have some pretty great sponsor people over at VPO Games. So if you want your vintage and pre-owned
VPOgames.com.
Go to VPO Games. It's actually a really great repository of those types of games. So if that is your jazz, if that is
are you sure it's not a suppository?
Oh my god. So anyway, so we started
What's up with your weird vernacular?
We started with poop jokes and we ended with poop jokes. Have a good night, folks.